quick one here. Mia Johnson's asking, how do we know who we can trust on social media? That's a good question. Well, some basic things you can do. One, listen to what they're saying, and does it contradict what everybody else is saying? All right. There's some basic things, that you need to listen to, and it should be verifiable, right? What is it? What Trump called his stuff? They call it, what he said, fake news. Fake news. All right. So what we want, basically you want to figure out if it's fake news that they're giving. That's number one. And if most of the stuff that they say is consistent, then that's one. And then on Instagram, literally you can look at people and they giving reviews in the comments. All right. And then three, just ask somebody else about them that's in the industry. All right. Right. Now everybody's not going to be right and fair, but like me, I'm straight up like, man, I don't know this guy, but for what I've seen, his information matches up. And I think you'll be fine. Look, I encourage you to listen to everybody. And listen, everything, here's the thing, everybody's not going to say what you like, and you're not going to agree on their strategy. So you got to kind of go with who you vibe with as well. Vibe meaning you like how they present, you like how they share, and you like their background. And then you got some that just do nothing but teaching. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing a lot of teaching, but if they ain't doing no deals, in
the past 10 years.
But I can't even say that. Well, because once you get to a big point, you're not doing the deals. You're doing large opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, some gurus don't even do large opportunities, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
But going back to that question, my answer to that, to add to what Mike said, like if the private lender is asking you for money upfront, like a fee, like pay me $2,000 and I'll invest 100 grand with you as a private lender. I mean, first of all, that doesn't even make sense, right? Why will someone ask you for $2,000 and he will invest 100,000 with you? That doesn't make sense at all. So don't believe that crap. Every time someone asks for money, just to invest with you, go the other way. Don't do that. That's a scam right there. So
yeah. Also, we got nbg.dj. I got you. DJ on Instagram. Let's talk about the market in Jackson, Florida. Also, what's your plan for the next couple of months? What are the four main things you look at when looking up a value add commercial property? Well, the four main things. Well, the first thing I look at is, I'll just top things. Rent.
Yeah.
Is the rent high or low? That's one of the first things, because that's the first easy thing you can do. Is the rent in the right market? For example, if the market is 1,200 and the rent's at 500, my first instinct, I was like, there's an opportunity there.
Yeah.
But then we need to see what the price is and what the market rate value is in that area. All right. So that's kind of one. Then I'm looking at, okay, if I push these rents, what capital expenditures will I need to spend on in order to push it to get that rent?
Right. You spend 10,000.
Yeah. Am I spending 10,000 or $1 million? Right.
Or 100,000 per door.
Yeah, exactly. So, rent, CapEx, and then I'm looking at financials. Did they even run the thing right? Right. And if I see expenses is just out of control, then that means they were hiding in a good way for them. They're like, I don't want to pay taxes, but that's the dumb thing. You get depreciation and you got some other different structures that you could do that. So I'm, but the big thing is, can I rent and the CapEx / structure of the building? Those are my top two things. Then I want to look at the performer or the trailing 12s, right? The trailing 12s. And what's one more thing we should look at? Anything?
Well, I mean, the area has to be increasing or
okay, location. Right? Well, location is number one. Let's go back to the base. So those are your three.
Yeah.
4. Location, location, location.
right?
But I've
Location.
bought in the hood, so I don't know if that's a fair statement for me.
Well, but in terms of buying in the right location, right? I mean, like for example, the Avondale deal, technically it's in the hood, right? But
Yeah.
it's in a pocket between a good
But-
area and a bad area.
And I saw what was coming,
But
like,
it's yeah. So
and now they building, they already, do they have the foundations in on the hill now?
that one,
Yeah.
not sure.
All right, well, go, when you go past, drive past, I think they're building 2 houses next door to you now. Because they built on the hill, now they building, I mean, they built downhill, now they building there.
right,
And they should be selling for 200 to 300 grand.
right.
Let's see. Where is the Home 2 Suites in Oklahoma? I'm in Oklahoma. Well, Nate A. I don't want to mess up. Nate A. It is in El Reno, Oklahoma.
Yeah, El Reno.
AK Tomboy Mentorship. Yes, brother. Go to Nassau, www.nassauinvest.com/waitlist and sign up. And then I believe Chris is on here. Chris Klein, if you're on here, AK Tomboy is potentially looking at mentorship. C Dong, if I hope I said it right. If I were trying to pick up my first multifamily, should I look at a 4 or under, or is it advisable to try 5+? Well, I'm always a BHAG guy, big, hairy, audacious goal. But the big thing is, if you go for a 5 family, do you have capacity to manage it? If you don't have capacity to manage it, can you find somebody to manage it for you? And if you get somebody to manage it for you, can you make it cash flow? That's number 1. But a 4 family, you know, I'm for whatever. Like when I first started, I would have leaned to doing a 4 and under, quite frankly, because that was my comfort zone. But I now have multiple students. Their first deal was 100 unit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the only way Tim Vest was able to acquire 800 units.
Yeah.
Or Keisha Kennedy, now 420 units. Malika Woody, 200 units. They all did it in like 1 year or less.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
Malika was one. She partnered and did 100 units.
Yeah.
So, it's open. You know, I encourage you to go big, but look, if you're only comfortable doing 4 units on it, like do it. Learn everything you can, because really it don't matter. Because if you can handle 4, you can handle 100. If you can handle 100, you can handle 300. You just got to put your team together. All right.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that we teach our mastermind members, right, Mike? Is not doing things by themselves or on their own, but leveraging on what I call this $1 billion round table, you know, that we have, Mike, right? Because if you add the amount of deals you've done together with Tim and John and Devon and all the members of the mastermind, it literally is more than $1 billion. You realize that? And our mastermind members are doing like basically acquiring 100 units every month. Now that's the average, and raising
say balling
and raising over 300,000 a month in private capital. This is based on data.
How much a month?
300,000 a month on private capital and 100 units a month. Well, technically it's 99 units.
Oh my gosh.
But this is the, you know, this is the kind of thing that can happen when you put the right people together, right?
Yeah.
So who you know matters more than what you know.
Yeah. Tracy Davis states asks, I may have missed it, but did you mention who or where to search for a contact on LinkedIn for multifamily or apartments? Yeah, well, it's not so much where, but there's so many LinkedIn groups of real estate, wholesaling, industrial, but you can reach out to multiple brokers. There's brokers, there's developers.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody you think that's in real estate, join the groups. I mean, there's not just one place, but I mean, the more you get out there and call, the more deals you get. I mean, look, there is a guy, there's my guy. Oh my goodness. He's out here. He's a broker. And just some of these brokers missed out on so many deals because first of all, they never talked to me. If they would have talked to me, they would be mega rich right now.
Like what?
What
Like
they
you
did.
and Nate gave away like 2 million in commission.
No.
More than that, yeah.
No. So here's the hustle. This guy would go out and cold call every day.
Yeah.
And he would get deals
yeah.
and then go out and broker the sale. So technically he's kind of wholesaling, getting the commission. I mean, but now don't get me wrong, he's making, who knows, 30 to 200 grand per deal.
Nice.
But some of these deals that are great, he didn't keep none of them, had no investment in none of them. He found the deal. Do you realize he was going out getting commission on all these deals, and all he had to do was keep 3 of them deals and he'd be set for life.
Yeah. Or
now you can't even cold call to find it because everybody and their mama cold call.
Wow.